One of Us is Next, Chapter 14, Phoebe, Thursday, March 5th. Today is shaping up to be better than an average day. For one thing, Emma is sick. It's not like I'm happy about her being locked in the bathroom puking her guts out, but breakfast was a lot less tense without her glaring at me. Plus, now, I have a car. I can offer Jules a ride. I've been walking to and from school lately to give Emma space, which means Jules has either been taking the bus or getting a ride from Monica, and I miss her. The second reason today sucks less than this is for the first time in weeks I feel like the truth or dare game isn't hanging over my head. I know it's still out there, but I'm not having to worry about it buzzing across my phone. It's a huge relief. I never realized that out of sight, out of mind could be so powerful when I get When I get dressed, I reach for my favorite skirt, which I haven't worn for a while because it's also my shortest skirt, and the familiar swish of fabric around my legs makes me feel more like myself than I have in a while. "You look nice, honey," Mom says when I enter the kitchen area. She does too. She's wearing one of her old sweater dresses paired with a pair of clunky jewelry and boots. I smile when I grab the car keys from their peg beside the door. Mom and I aren't as similar personality-wise as she is Emma are, but we both use fashion to express ourselves more than anyone else in our family does. If I'm reading Mom's outfit correctly, she's feeling more like her old self too, which makes a third reason to feel good about today. When I pick up Jules, she grins at the sight of me in the driver's seat. Mom and Miss stick up her ass. I feel a stab of defense in there for Emma, but I don't want to argue with Jules. I've barely seen her all week. "Stomach virus," I say. Jules laughs as she slides to the front seat instead of the back. "Too bad, so sad. I could get used to this." She flips the radio until it lands on a Beyonce song, then passes the seatbelt as I pull away from the curb. We sing along for a few verses. I'm starting to relax into the familiar rhythm of the company until she says, "So I heard about the thing." "What thing?" "Coach Ruffalo bought a bunch of tickets for one of Clay's games at Fullerton. He's giving them out to anyone at Bayview who wants them, including recent grads." She smacks her lips together like she's about to devour her favorite dessert when I don't reply. "We should go." I bet you anything Nate will be there." "Probably, but this time I can't hold my tongue. Don't you think it's maybe time to give that up?" Her voice gets cool. "Give what up?" "It's just, Nate knows you're interested, right? You've kissed him. He's a pretty straightforward person from what I've seen. If he wanted to follow up, I think he would have by now." She doesn't answer, which I hope means she's considering the point, so I press on. "The thing is, I saw Nate and Bronwyn talking at Cafe Congo before you showed up the night, and I think the two of them are the real deal. I don't think it matters that she's 3,000 miles away. She's still the one he wants, and she'll probably always be the one he wants." "Great," Jules says slightly. "Thanks for the support." "I am being supportive," I protest. "You're amazing, and you deserve somebody who knows it, not a guy who's in love with someone else." Jules flips her sunglasses down, peers into the mirror, running a finger under each eye to catch microscopic basket reflex. "Whatever. Maybe I should go for Brandon now that he's available." My stomach lurches as I turn into Baby's parking lot. "Jules, no. I didn't tell her about Brandon's whole to me at my apartment, but she has to know he's the one who put up the sex shooter act. She definitely saw him crack up when she made fun of me. I can't believe she's about hooking up with him after that. Or even worse, not joke." "Slow down, Phoebe Jeebies, or you're gonna hit that guy." Jules narrows her eyes down at the tall, skinny boy who passes in front of the car. "Oh, never mind, it's Matthias Groder. Go ahead, mow that freak down." She tucks a strand of pin straight hair behind her ears. She's using a fire ever since the night she kissed Nate. Such a weirdo. He looks like he beats off to erotic Star Wars fanfics, don't you think? I press my brakes and a vein in my temple starts to throb. Jules is punchy today. Her teasing skirting the edge of mean in a way it doesn't usually. I roll down my window and call, "Sorry, Matthias." He looks startled and melts away. I try not to think about him, period, I mutter as I navigate to a parking space. We get out of the car and head for the back entrance. I drop my keys in my bag as Jules checks her phone. "I thought we'd have another text from unknown by now," she says. I freeze. "What?" "You know, next player has been contacted. TikTok." She grins at the last my patient runs out. "I wouldn't know, because I'm not playing," I snap, yanking the door open. Now stop being a super fun game as soon as it made Emma hate me, and it's only gone down here from there. But you do you, I guess. "You need to chill." Jules says I saw him in the hallway. I don't bother telling her to find another ride home. I'm sure she's planning on it anyways. School's almost over before I run into Knox in person, but I've seen the consulate from all day. Lipstick pictures are everywhere. Pupils are gone from locker, but when I pass by on the way to health class, which is the only class that I had together, a giant pill bottle with Viagra scrawled across the front is duct taped there instead. As soon as I approach, feeling a tug in my chest as I watch Nark shake the bottle off and stuff into his locker, health class is going to be horrible for him. Recovering the male reproductive system, which is bad enough on a normal day, but torture on a one like this, especially since Brendan and Sean are both in that class. I impulsively walk over and tap Knox on the shoulder. He flinches and turns and looks relieved when he sees it's only me. Hi, I say. Want to skip? He furrows his brow. Huh? Do you want to skip last period? I dig in my bag and pull out my keys, banging them on one finger. I have a car today. Knox looks utterly confused. How does that even work? We leave school instead of going to class. Go someplace fun instead, I say, enunciating each word slowly. It's not rocket science, Knox. So I start around the hallway like we just committed a felony, and the authorities are closing in. We won't get in trouble, he asks. I shrug. It's not a big deal if you aren't chronic about it. Your parents get a robocall. You tell them you went to the nurse's office, but it was really busy. She never checked you in. So they keep faster. Or you could just go to health class. At this point, I kind of hope it gets says no. So just hit me as everybody passes who says it is. I'm going to bring all kinds of shit down on myself by being seen with him today. But then knocks him his locker door closes and says, "The hell with it. Let's go. No backing out now." I keep my eyes straight ahead as we walk down the hall, waiting myself not to run for the exit. There's a hushed, urgent hand in my voice that sounds a lot like the narrator in a wildlife show I used to watch with my dad. Rapid movement will only draw attention from a hungry pack. Behind us, I hear Brandon hoot about something, but we're too far away for it to be us, I think. Still, I relievingly push the doors in the back stairwell. Welcome to your life of crime, I said to Knox as we exit the building into a light sprinkling glaze of rain. His eye widened and I roll mine. It's not an actual crime, Knox. Have you seriously never skipped class before? No. He admits as we descend downstairs. I've gotten the perfect attendance reward for 2 years running. He grimaces. I have no idea why I told you that. Pretend I didn't. There's a faint clang noise ahead of us, and we both pause. As Emma jumps over the back fence behind the parking lot. I recognize Matthias Groder's tall frame and pale blue hoodie. Just before he loops into the woods behind school. Looks like we're not the only ones skipping health class. It's a nightmare for nerdy guys everywhere. When we reach the car, Knox pulls on the handle like he's expecting it to open, but our Corollas power lock failed years ago. I unlock my door to climb into the driver's seat and reach over to let him in. So where are we going? He asks. I hadn't really thought that far ahead. I stopped the engine and turned on the windshield wipers against what's now a steady rain. Well, it's not very nice out, so we can forget about the beach or the park. I say, navigating for the exit. We could drive to San Diego if you want. There's a coffee shop I like that has some live music some afternoons. So the thing is, I'm so busy talking I don't notice I'm about to pull into a major road while a car is passing. I have to slam the brakes to avoid it. Knox and I both lurch forward against our seatbelt. Hard. I don't drive all that much, so I'm kind of bad in traffic and rain, so we could go to Epoch Coffee in the mall instead. Epoch Coffee is good, Knox says, massaging his shoulder. We laugh in silence, and I feel a lightning quick flash of rage for us both. It's bullshit I'm getting shamed for having sex, and Knox is getting shamed for not having it. Meanwhile, nobody's attacking Derek or Maeve, even though they did the exact same thing we did, or didn't do. People like to think they're openly minded, but if you toss a tired gender stereotype in their path, they'll run with it every time. I don't understand why the world insists on stuffing kids in the boxes we never asked for, and then gets mad when we won't stay there. I start ranting about that, though. I'll never stop, and I'm pretty sure Knox needs a different kind of distraction right now. So I talk all the way to baby mom about whatever comes to mind: TV shows, music, my job, my brother. I want you to come over, I tell Knox as we pull into the mall parking lot. It's a full-on rainy day. I get lucky when a Jeep pulled out from the front row spot when I'm cruising past. Apparently, you made quite an impression. Bound and Wars fans are a tight-knit bunch, Knox says. I take the Jeep spot and cut the engine, frowning at the downpour outside my window. We're as close as we can get to the mall entrance, but we're still going to get soaked before we make it inside. Knox unclips his seatbelt, reaches for his backpack, straightens it, and looks me full on for the first time since we got into the car. His brown eyes have nice gold flecks in them, which I file away in my Knox is going to be hot one day mental folder. Thanks for doing this. No problem. I opened my door and dug my head against the way, but it only hit me for a few seconds before Knox is suddenly on my side, holding up an umbrella over both our heads. I grin up at him. Wow, you're prepared. He smiles back. I'm glad I rescued him from the fiery pits of health class hell. Former Boy Scout, he says as we head for an entrance. If we need to build a fire later, I can do that too. When we get to Epoch Coffee, I snag a prime corner table. Knox offers to get our drinks, and I pull out my phone while I wait for him to get back. I haven't been on Instagram since deleting all the gross comments last week. I check it now to see if going private has kept the trolls away. It has, for the most part. Although I have a bunch of new message requests, most of them the guys that don't know, except for one. Derek Culper 01. Hey, I don't mean... I found on my screen and clicked the message. Hey, I don't mean to be a pain in your ass or anything, but I really like to talk to you. Can you text me or call if you rather? No, dickhead, I can't. I say loud as Knox comes to our table. He freezes halfway to hand me my drink. What? Not you, I say, accepting the iced coffee. Thank you. I say before explaining further, but then I figure, what the hell? Nothing distracts you from your own problems like caring about somebody else's. So you know that whole truth of dare drama with me and my sister, right? Well, the ex-boyfriend in question keeps messaging me, and I don't know how. And I don't know why. I don't care either. It's annoying. He's annoying. Social media sucks, Knox says. He dumps a small amount of sugar packets on the table and grabs them, tearing them open together. His shoulders hunch and he stirs them into whatever he's drinking. Haven't been on since a while. I can't deal. Good, I say. Stay away. I have you blocked unknown numbers too. I have, Knox says grimly. He's starting to look miserable again, so I quickly change the subject. And for the next hour, we talk about everything but the texting game. Every once in a while, I wonder if I should bring up Maeve, but no, too soon. When Knox glances at his phone, he announces that he has to leave for work. I'm surprised at how fast the time went. How fast the time went by. I have to leave too. I'm supposed to be helping Addie and Maeve put together Ash's wedding favors this afternoon. I use a stray napkin to wipe the iced coffee condensation ring from our table and pick up my almost empty drink. You want to ride? I asked, following Knox at an Epoch Coffee and onto the main mall thoroughfare. Well, it's in San Diego. Knox looks nervous, like he's remembering every near fender bender from the ride over. To be fair, there's a lot for a 1.5 mile drive. That's pretty far out of your way. We small exit and push through the door. It's overcast, but the rain has stopped. I'll just take the bus. He glances at his watch. It's only even 10 minutes. If I cut through the construction site behind the mall, I can make it. Okay, well, a familiar giggle stops me. And I turn to see Jules crossing the parking lot with Monica Hill. They're walking at an angle towards the side of the mall of the front doors. When they're a few feet away from us, Jules notices to stop short. She grabs Monica's arm to make her stop too. Hey, Jules says with about half her usual enthusiasm. What are you doing here? Her eyes flick towards Knox and widen. Monica suppresses a laugh and whispers something in Jules' ear. I feel my cheeks burning beet red. I hate that I'm embarrassed to be seen with Knox in front of Jules and Monica, especially after we had such good hanging out. But I am. She's getting coffee, I say. So are we, Jules says, even though they're honestly not headed for Epoch Coffee. Too bad we missed you. Yeah, too bad, Monica echoes. They keep standing there so clearly waiting for me to leave that I want to just annoy them. Except Knox is hovering awkwardly beside me, making everything 100 times worse. God, what if they think this date? And why do I even care? Ugh, to hell with them. Well, bye, I said to no one in particular, and stalk off to my car. When I get inside, though, I don't turn around right away. Instead, I rest my head on the steering wheel and let myself cry for a good 15 minutes about losing a friend I've had since elementary school. Just one more thing in a long line of casualties for the truth or dare game. But still, it sucks. I drive home in a haze, making turns on autopilot until the loud blare of sirens makes me jump. My heart starts to pound because I know I haven't been paying attention. I probably violated 10 different traffic rules. But as I slow down, flashing lights appear in front of me. Instead of in my rearview mirror. Both sides of the road, the police cars followed by a fire engine roar past me in the direction of Bayview Mall.